Oh, how to build a pub.
Salve, and welcome to the Build a Pub podcast with me, Alex Ravenhall, the only altar boy at my church to complete the extended Christmas service without a toilet break. The Build a Pub podcast is a spin-off of my original series, Social Isolation. I invite guests onto the podcast to, as the name suggests, build their own pubs, from what they have on draft to what food they'll serve and what music they have playing, and hopefully share with me some anecdotes and thoughts on the institution that is the public house. I'm going to be releasing these podcasts bi-weekly every Wednesday and Sunday for the foreseeable future. If you can't wait that long, you can also find all 11 episodes of Social Isolation on this very channel. Also, at this point, I'd like to give a huge thanks to Sam Nathan for the graphics and Jack Petham for the jingle. Today, I'm joined by Will Castle, who's going to create a pub so chilled that you won't be able to enter without a duffel coat. I believe it was Christmas 2005 when I received the greatest gift in my life. It was a letter with 4 words on it. What words, you ask? Glorifying alcohol is wrong. Thank you, Auntie Becca, for that instead of the remote control car I'd always wanted. And thank you all for listening, for not glorifying alcohol, and for drinking responsibly. Right, that's enough preamble. Grab a packet of Quavers, turn off that TV, and enjoy.
Oh, how to build a pub.
Hello and welcome. I'm going to start by introducing my brilliant guest today. My guest today is someone I met in my first term of uni who really welcomed me into uni life and helped me find my feet, especially in comedy. During Freshers Week, I actually approached him and asked him if there was any Edinburgh Fringe opportunities at Birmingham. 11 months later, I was performing exactly there in a sketch show co-written and directed by this very person. With the first name that follows There's a Way and a last name that is a piece of medieval architecture, it's Will Castle. Hello, Will, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
I really tried my best. I did do an introduction the other week where I completely accidentally lied about the person. Like, it was all of it was false. I thought their dad worked for a company that made salt shot glasses, and that was just completely not true. And they completely called me out on it, and I kept it in the recording as well.
Yeah, well, sadly, all of mine was true. You were in a sketch show directed by me.
Yes, it was a fun time. An extremely fun time. One of the best times of my life, if I may say so myself.
That's depressing.
Well, hey, okay, I'm only young. There's plenty more opportunities. Lovely to see you, Will. Will has been doing all sorts. He's been touring bloody Italy with a sketch show, which is the coolest thing I've ever heard. That is literally my dream job coming out of uni, so thanks a lot, Will.
I mean, thank you. I mean, it would have been my dream job, maybe, if it had, lasted.
Yeah. Rather than the...
Unfortunately, our mate Corona had some things to say.
He's just a bit of a wanker, really, isn't he? Like, he doesn't really care.
I think of her as a she.
Yeah?
But that's just purely because she reminds me of Karma. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, Italy's a crazy old... So where did you end up... So you told me you rehearsed for a month in London, and...
Not in London. I rehearsed in Italy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, in San Remo, which is in northwest Italy, which, like, right next to where France is. So it came into Nice and then went to San Remo and was there for a month.
So,
really lovely.
you toured for about a month. Where, did you how many places did you go in that time before you got cut off?
So we were my tour was on the central region. So there were 4 tours, and I lucked out because I got the central region, which meant that, I didn't get Corona. So we went to, like, Rome, mainly. We did 3 weeks in Rome. Yeah, we did 3 weeks in Rome. So I spent most of my time in Rome, in plain sight. Because obviously it was supposed to be a much more expansive tour with it just starting in Rome, but actually thinking back now, I was basically just in Rome. But I was in Rome, I was in Tuscany, and obviously in Pisa within that, and Florence, and somewhere else, but I can't remember because they're all Italian names.
They all blur into one after a while, when you're on tour.
Really, like, and obviously, like, Rome is the big one. We started there, so everything that comes after it, you're a bit like, yeah.
It's not quite Rome though, is it?
Yeah, other than the Leaning Tower of Pisa, after we did Rome, I really couldn't be bothered to to like do any touristy things.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, well, I've seen the Colosseum now. I don't need to go and see this tower in your little small town.
It doesn't quite live up to the grandeur. You should finish on Rome, because then you get all the little villages and that, and then you come to Rome like, oh shit, this is what I was missing.
I agree. Although in hindsight, I'm glad that we didn't finish on Rome, given that it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Was it mostly like English tourists then? Because it was like an English sketch show.
No, it was for the old Italians.
Was it?
Like, we had different like levels of English, so some quite complex and some like just not. And it was just the idea is that they watch it and then assimilate it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't really know how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of do, but also there are certain things where people in the audience would just look back at you rather blankly. And you just kind of, well, I don't know what I'm doing. And there was one time as well where where obviously you can't improvise because you've got to stick to, because they just won't understand.
Yeah.
But there was one time as well, it was in the first week where one of the sketches was it was in a doctor's surgery. And basically I'm just essentially getting beaten up steadily. I'm the doctor and I'm essentially just getting beaten up by, it was the worst sketch of the ones. I'm just getting beaten up by all these people who just keep coming in and accidentally hitting me. It was just pure slapstick, essentially. I had a lot of fun to do. But it was the first time we'd done it, and because it hadn't been at any shows before, we hadn't properly rehearsed it as much as we should have done, also because we didn't like the sketch as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably shouldn't be admitting this in, like a public forum. But it was the first time we'd done it, and basically one person has a tennis racket and one person has a golf club. And the point is that essentially they're supposed to hit a clipboard that I was holding rather than actually hitting me.
Yeah. And
then I'd go, ow, my whatever, my head, my nose, my back, whatever. But instead, I first got whacked on the arm and then got whacked in the dick.
Which one hit you in the dick?
The golf club.
Oh no!
No, but it was okay because it was padded.
Okay.
Padded. Like it was like I didn't like have to go to A&E. Like we had it was like cushioned around the club end. I guess it's the club end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. But yeah, so immediately I'm having to improvise because they were supposed to be like, oh no, they've hit me in the face or something. Or why have you hit me in the face or something like that. But instead I'm just keeled over and I'm thinking, I've got to think of a word that they've got. So there's just me going, my groin. And of course they all corpse, the other three in the cast all corpse. And I'm just there like, I am actually in pain. But yeah.
Did the Italians get it, do you reckon?
No, I really. But also, I don't think they properly registered what had happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I was being beaten up throughout the sketch.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
I think they probably were just like, and I imagine some of them did go home that day being like, "Oh, groin, that's what that is."
Yeah.
And they're probably on Tinder or whatever trying to chat up people, being like, "Oh, I will show you my groin."
That is literally the reason they come, is to get these English slangs so they can go onto Tinder and just rinse the tourists who come through. That's a sick story. The closest I've ever got, we were doing Faustus once and someone got whipped on the arse. So they had they had padding, and I don't know why the Pope whipped someone. I don't really understand the play at all. Yeah, I know, it's very weird. It was like a direct translation, we hadn't changed anything. It was generally from the script. And they had padding in their arse, but the guy just completely missed it and whacked them with a whip on their arse. And it was just because in practice, obviously, and when we'd done the other nights, you could hear it hit the cardboard, and I think the audience, it was quite obvious that there was something on their arse, so you could tell. And when it hit, and it just went, and you're like, oh no, he's hit skin, and it was just, and then you just saw the poor, I think it was Daniel, his name was, he just grimace. So just grin. He's like, "No, it's okay. I'll carry on. I'm a professional." But yeah, that's. I don't know what's worse: whipped on the arse or hitting the dick with a golf club. Probably.
I feel like whipped on the arse is more of more of a something people actually do.
Yeah, true. Whereas you don't normally.
No one's going, please hit me with that golf club. Yeah, in the groinal area.
In the groinal area, yeah.
And I just remember the almost worst thing about it was, having done it, at the end of the sketch, I essentially have to repeat all the things that have been attacked by these people when I'm about to leave. And so I'm listing them off with all of these guys still on stage and having just got it together. And then I'm going, oh, my head, my nose, my eyes, whatever, and then my groin. And so, of course, they all go again. And so I'm just standing there. These kids and other people, these are just looking at me like, oh, great. Right, whatever.
Oh, Will. I mean, to be fair, you acted very professional there when everyone else was laughing around you. You kept going. You went with the groin. When in doubt, go with the groin, I think. In any comedy scenario, whenever you're on the back foot, just go with the groin. I think that's the best way forward. So after the show, I'm sure every now and then, you went out for a cheeky drink. And what I want to know is, see that segue? That was good. I was very proud of that one.
Yeah.
And what I
never did after the show, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Just go with it. What I want to know is, what are the main differences between an Italian pub or bar or like bistro and an English one? Is there quite a difference in kind of drinking culture or like the way they work?
Oh yeah, there's a big difference. I mean, the main thing being that if you buy a drink, they give you free food. It's aperitivo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, so if you go to a bar, they give you and you order a drink, you also get some like crisps or something with it. And yeah, it's really bizarre because we went to one place and it was, you paid 10 quid and you got any drink you wanted. So like you could get a cocktail. So it's quite expensive for just the cocktail, obviously. But then you also just got a buffet with it. Yeah, absolutely mad.
What? Was it good quality food as well?
I mean, sort of like Jimmy Spice's kind of level.
Yeah.
Buffet, you know what I mean? Like I could eat this, but I wouldn't eat this every day.
Yeah, 100%. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's a little interesting tidbit. And what was the nicest one drink you had, would you say, when you were abroad?
Let me think.
It's quite expensive in Italy, isn't it? For well, especially in Rome.
Yeah, I mean, in Rome, definitely. I mean, the nicest single drink. I mean, if I was going to go non-alcoholic, I'd say that I had this hot chocolate in San Remo that literally like melted into my mouth.
Oh.
It was so good.
Yeah.
But alcoholic, the best drink I had, I think, was just the sex on the beach. That basic.
Just wherever you are in the world, it's a sex on the beach.
Literally, and it was in that soap bar with the buffet.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it might be the fact that the buffet just made the drink taste even that little bit better, because you're getting a full buffet with it. I love that. They like it's. I think it's really stupid or really clever. I can't tell, because usually it's like £10 buffet with a free drink, but no, it's a £10 drink and an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, but I think it was because I think they hoped that people wouldn't take much because the plates were like tiny, they were. But obviously, it's all you can eat, and I will go back. So not only was I like carrying a tower back to my plate, I also was then returning to get a new tower.
That's incredible. I'm going to go to Italy now. You've done it.
I mean, go now. I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah. Literally nothing in the world stopped me going to Italy right now.
No,
it's the one time, if you're going to go to Italy, just pop over now.
I bet flights are cheap, to be honest.
Yeah, they will be. I mean,
they were anyway, actually, to be fair.
Were they? Did you have to pay, last little thing before we actually start, did you have to pay for like accommodation and things? Or was that kind of included?
No, that's, I mean, like, I'm quite lucky because essentially, because I didn't spend too much money when I was there, because we only actually did 1 month of touring, and so I was kind of finding my feet. money from when I was there, because we got paid the day after I left.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I've been at home since, and everything's gone into lockdown.
So nothing can be
and I didn't have any money to spend on accommodation or anything. So, like, that last month of wages I've just got in the bank, which is quite nice.
Absolutely lovely. Yeah. So it's a win-win, apart from the fact that you lost out on 4 months of wages.
Completely. I mean, that's a glass half full way to think of it, yeah.
Yeah. Right, watch this, are you ready? A glass half full. I like my glasses half full of lager shandies. And do you know where I get my lager shandies from, Will? I get them from your dream pub. I do. And so, let's kick it off. And the first thing I need to know is, basically, Will, you know this. You're pitching your dream pub. Only problem is, I've forgotten who I am. Because I was walking on my one piece of exercise a day, and I saw a rainbow. And I just lost myself in it, and then I completely forgot who I was. So here I am, and I'm asking you, Will Castle, who are you pitching your pub to?
I am pitching my pub to the Birmingham Footnotes Comedy Society Committee of 2018 to 19. Because that is the last people I pitched anything to, and it went quite well, so...
Okay. So I'm going to have to remember... So is this Rachel Baker president time?
Yeah, Rachel Baker. I mean, I suppose Kat Forbes, but she wasn't on the... Rachel Baker, Lola Stewart, Lucy Clark, James Pike.
Sam Nason?
Huh?
Sam Nason?
Yeah, Sam Nason. Yeah, don't forget Sam
All
Nason.
of them? Oh, that is a good answer, because I know these people, so I can make it work.
Yeah, but you've got to alternate.
I know, I'm going to have to really keep it quick and okay. So here we are. So they walk in and they get a corner booth. No, they don't. I've fucked up already. They get to the outside, and Kat looks up and she goes, "Look at that name." And she looks at the name on the pub, and she's like, "That's a really cool name." And then she turns to you and she goes, "Will, what does that read? I can't read it, but what does it say? What is the name of your pub?"
I'd say, first of all, Kat, put your contacts in, and then I'd say, I'm really sorry, but the name of my pub is, well, for short, Will Inn, and then long, William must have to come up with a better name for this pub. Because I couldn't think of anything. So
but the Willin works. The Willin.
Yeah, just Willin.
Willin. Oh, you going down to the Willin? Yeah, I am. Yeah, you mate. Yeah.
Or if you say it quickly, it's a bit like Willin.
Yeah. It's the sound you make when you find out the price of the drinks. You go, oh, that's Willin. That's.
Oh yes. That is absolutely.
So the Footnotes Committee of 2018-2019 go and sit down in their booth, and Sam Nason and Lucy Clark decide, you know what, we'll get the first round in, guys. And they walk up to the bar, and in front of them are 4 drinks on draft. Sam, for some reason, only drinks draft drinks. That's just him. So he's limited to 2 beers on draft and 2 ciders on draft. What have you gone for, Will?
Well, I don't really understand beer or cider, so I don't really know. But I'm going to say Foster's.
Yeah.
Because I remember the advert. And I'm going to say Carlsberg because it used to be on the front of Liverpool kits and so on.
Yes. Do you know why I really like that answer? Because both of those beers are dirt cheap. And I only ever get the cheapest drink available. So to me, that is like, I actually get a choice in drink for once. Because they're both so cheap that I can actually go for the expensive option. So that's really nice for me. Personally, that's a huge highlight. Sam Nason likes his cheap drinks as well, so he's a very big fan of that. What about the ciders? I think Lucy's going to go for a cider.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't know any ciders. And I just kind of thought that I just kind of go, well, it's just generic cider. Because I was going to look them up, but then I thought, how interesting is that if I just look up and name a couple of ciders as opposed to, you've entered my pub and I'm just going to say, it's an unknown cider that I found from down the road. Although there is one cider that I don't know the name of, but I did want to mention, which is one that I had when I was on a year 7 French trip.
Oh, we went.
and they had taken the alcohol out of it before I grass up my school.
I was literally calling the police as of now.
Literally. But that was very nice, and I don't like cider. So wherever that was and wherever that is one of the ciders, and the other one is the unknown.
So we've got Year 7 cider, and have you lost me? Sorry about that. Yeah. So you've got your Year 7 French cider, and literally a keg of cider you found on the side of the road that you've just brought in.
Yeah. And it's mainly because I think if you're drinking cider, there is probably something wrong with you in your life. And that is not a slight at certain people I know.
Yeah.
Many of whom do drink cider, but also it is. So, yeah, find a better drink.
Deal with it. Do you know what I like about the answer? That you didn't go for the most generic cider in the world, which is dark fruits. You didn't go for it, which...
No, you know what the thing is that I only remembered that dark fruits was a thing as we were having this conversation just now. And I've literally been sat looking at the nonsense that I've written down about picking up a cider from down the road. And I've just gone, you could have just filled that with dark fruits. Yeah. It would have been easy.
Better story behind the cider found on the side of the road. And as well, like, you can probably big it up when you're selling. It's like, what's this? And you can be like, oh, I was down in South Africa and I'd found this, like, hidden alcove, and inside it was this flagon of cider, and I sipped it, and it was like the god's nectar. And then they'll be like, oh, I want some of that. Whereas it was actually just Kenny had thrown out his car, and then you picked it up and put it in, rather than some shitey dark fruits. I think that's a better answer.
It is, yeah, it is. It is.
What are you going to call this cider?
I'm going to call it Bow Strong Fruit Dark. Because that's what I've just come up with on the top of my head.
I wouldn't have guessed it, you know.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. Or maybe it's just willing myself to come up with a better name for this cider. And we just keep that going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If that's the theme, it works all the way through.
It's the theme.
Lucy Clark's gone for the unknown cider. Sam Nason's gone for a Foster's. And then James Pike walks over and he goes, I'm more of a wine person myself. I like a nice red. And then Kat comes in and goes, well, I like a nice white. So tough. So, but unfortunately, you've run out of all of your reds and your whites apart from one of each. So what is your red and what is your white?
Again, I wish I'd chosen, now that we're actually doing it, I wish I'd chosen to actually do real brands. But for my red, I've gone for, it's made from a vat of red wine gums that I have melted down and then produced as a wine.
That sounds like heaven. That would be so. Oh, it's like I don't know what to do here.
And then the white is essentially a pile of essentially how they make wine. But it's been pre-stomped white grapes by me outside the pub, and then just with a bit of fermentation. So essentially, it's really just a bit of freshly brewed white wine, but pre-stomped by me, and so it's a real stomper. Yeah.
Is that the name of it, the real stomper?
Yeah, I actually have written down a real stomper because apparently I think that's funny. Yeah,
no, I also think that it's very signature brand, and that you can always tell if it's your wine because you can tell from your foot imprint. Like you can tell how it tastes. You're like, yeah, that's a size 9. Yeah. That's and mine.
Within the wine, because I don't actually know how to make wine, there are still the skins of the grapes within inside.
So you're drinking it and you just cough up a little bit of grape skin.
It's actually quite fitting that you chose Caps to be the one person to have that wine.
Yeah.
Given that she is the person who would most like the drink that has been under my feet.
Yes, 100%. It works really nicely for the person. That's lovely. Lots of beautiful options there. And then Lola Stewart comes over and she goes, look, these are all nice and all, but I want some fucking spirits. I want some decent spirits. And you've got 3. Now for this one, you can have either 3 kind of types, so whiskey, vodka gin, or you can have like specific types. So it could be like Gordon's gin or Whitley Neal rhubarb and ginger. I think. I don't know.
Well, I only wrote down the names of the spirits, but I'm ready to wing it. I mean, vodka. Let's go absolute, because currently I spend money on absolutely nothing, so we may as well, splash out.
Yeah, go on.
And also, I feel like vodka sometimes just needs to be good.
Yeah.
Rum. Struggling to think of brands on top of my head. Give me a brand.
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan. No, that sounds shit. Give me a different brand.
Kraken. Kraken's popular.
Oh, Kraken sounds fun. Yeah, and then gin, Sainsbury's Basics, because why not?
You gotta have your cheap. If you got the absolute vodka, you got the Kraken rum. You need that cheap gin.
I need to save money somewhere.
Yeah, splash out on the Kraken vodka, rum that you didn't know existed, and then just get some nice cheap gin. I'm not gonna lie, no one will be able to taste the difference if you put it in a fancy glass. No one will be able to tell.
No, they can't. Whereas I think vodka you can.
Weirdly, I think when you get some Aldi shite, nothing against Aldi, love Aldi to bits, but it generally tastes like, you know those, when you're in a hospital, the hand sanitizers, it's like, that melts in your hand type thing. It literally is that. If we're running out, they should just put Aldi Tomova vodka in those things, and then you just wipe your hands with it as you're walking out.
I mean, if you want to know how good the Aldi vodka is, then, the evidence I have to how bad it is the fact that alcohol isn't supposed to freeze in a freezer, and mine did. So that's how good and how pure the vodka is in Aldi.
It's crystal clear. There is nothing in that apart from water. It seems. Lovely. Everyone's very happy with their options, but then El Presidente, Rachel Baker, comes over. She goes, "I fancy myself a little bit of a cocktail," and she flips the menu over, and on the back of the menu is this like huge A3 picture of this amazing cocktail that is signature to the Will Inn. What is it?
Now, I should say that anything creative has been entirely butchered, if you didn't already get the message. But so I'm going to start with the ingredients. So it's got orange. It's got passion fruit, which I've nicely written down as passion, fruit. And it's got vodka, because I don't drink anything else. And it's got peach schnapps, because that's in Sex on the Beach.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this would taste like, but I've named it, due to the key fruits that are in it, I've named it the J2O No.
Oh, yes. That is a superb name.
Thank you very much. I came up with it last night. And yes, so that is the signature drink, and it comes with a nice bit of, maybe it comes with a bit of buffet. Why not?
Yeah. Throw in the buffet. I mean, there are no rules here. Okay, this can be Italy if you want it to be. I love that. I love that a lot. Rachel's gone. In fact, they've all gone for a round of J2O Nos because it's just a fantastic name. And they're a comedy society, so they hear that and they're like, this is exactly what I want to hear. Yeah. Absolutely love that. It's going very well for you, Will. And they're all sat in the booth, and then Cat Forbes goes, "Will, come over here." And you come and you sit down, and you have to. You're pitching to them, okay? Even if it's Cat, you've got to. And you're sat across from Lucy Clark, who's staring, and she goes, "Will, right? This is a proper proposal, and it's going very well. But we're sat in here, and we're trying to establish what the vibe is. Every pub needs a good vibe, needs a good atmosphere. And to know that, you need to know the landlord. And to know the landlord, you need to know the landlord's best pub experience."
This has actually turned out really well for me, because what I put was the Bristol Pear during third year, the end of third year.
Yeah.
Because we went many times, mostly not for alcohol, but to get food. But it's actually worked out really well, because I put the day I finished my degree as the one that stands out, and that was actually a year ago today.
No.
Yes.
Really?
A year ago today, we had our final performance of my dissertation. And yeah, Ellie and I went to the Bristol Pear and got big pictures and then enjoyed the rest of our day.
Did you get any food as well? That's some great food there.
Yeah, I always got that chicken burger thing.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was nice. The Southern Fried, I think it was.
Yeah, I know.
It was nice.
Yeah, because I don't like the normal burger there. I've tried both, but I think the chicken burger works better.
To be honest, I don't know why, but I never trust normal burgers at pubs. I don't know why.
Do you not?
Like, unless it says that it's like a certain weight, then it's going to be a bit more like a steaky burger rather than I'm always a bit like, are you going to give me a McDonald's burger? Like,
and I'll tell you what, the Bristol Pear kind of do that. I'd like to say I love the Bristol Pear. It's my go-to pub at university, but burgers basically glorify McDonald's ones for like 8 times the price. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Lovely stuff. So 2 things there. Firstly, your experience is about liberation, and I love that because you've blown your way out of university, and and that is the vibe you're imbuing in everything you do.
I wish that were true. It's actually about the opposite of liberation, as it reflects the year that I've had since then, most of which has been very enjoyable, but some of it which has involved a pandemic. So
yeah, you know. But also, I think the clinching factor into why you've still got this kind of pitching, the pitching still good, they haven't turned you away, is the fact that you've got pitches. You didn't half-arse it, and I appreciate that. In fact,
pitches for the pitch.
Yeah. In fact, speaking of cat fobs, I once got about 5 pitches of Pimm's between us at an event, and that was good.
I do. I am aware, because I have a feeling that might have been Midsummer on the. Oh, is it Frozen? Oh no, it hasn't. You're back. That might have been Midsummer on the Vale. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
And the reason I remember is because you were fine, but Kat turned up to my 21st that night, and she was basically already hungover.
Yeah.
And she just sort of comatosely walked through the rest of the night. I mean, good on her. She didn't go home. She
stuck it out.
She stuck it out. But I mean, unlike some. But yeah. So thanks for that, because that was really appreciated.
Yeah. Well done, Kat. Okay, it's all Kat's fault. It wasn't me. I was just a naive fresher. It was all her fault. Lovely stuff. So you go away, you carry on, and the rest of the night is going well. Everyone is getting super pissed, and Rachel Baker comes out and she says, "Look, guys, I've got an interview in the morning, and I need to sober up, and the only way I can do that is by having an absolutely lovely little meal." And she flicks over the drink menu, and on the back is the food menu. On the food menu is 3 set meals. Now, there's something I haven't told you, Will, which is that Footnotes tried to put on a sketch show back in the 90s called Time Warp Shenanigans, and it was a colossal failure. In fact, the Society made a loss of over 1.3 billion, and that was because for the show they actually bought a real time machine. And that completely scuppered them. But they now do have access to a time machine. So if you want food from your past, you know, like the side you had when you were in year 7, or if there's like a meal you had in the past, you can have it. You can have it on your meal because they've got the time machine to get you those things. So basically, all of that shite was meant to say that you've got unlimited options on your food. So what have you gone for?
Well, I interpreted 3 set meals to be 3 different meals, as in 3 different sets of 3 courses.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
But that's where I was at with it. So each has a range. Before I start, I should say that I absolutely, as a person, hate starters.
Yeah.
I think they are a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just delay you getting to the food you actually want to eat.
Yes.
But I did manage to think of some that I liked. So in meal number 1, because I can be sophisticated, we're starting with a bit of breaded calamari. And then we're moving on to a fillet steak. And then we're having a nice cheesecake to finish. That's meal number 1.
That is so sophisticated. That is
the sophisticated option.
I've only ever had of those 3 calamari.
You haven't had a steak?
I haven't had a steak, no. I've had a lamb steak, but that was only because my flatmate left it over when he moved out of the house. That's the only time I've had one.
No. And you haven't had a cheesecake either?
No. Not on purpose.
I hate cheese, but I've even had a cheesecake.
I mean, to be fair, I might have done by accident, but I've never gone out of my way to have one. Like, maybe when I was 7, my mum fed me one, but I don't remember ever having a cheesecake.
I mean, it's probably my fault because there was supposed to be cheesecake at my party, but I bought so much food that I just couldn't be bothered to defrost it.
There was loads of other food, though. There was loads going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of food, and the problem was just that there was enough food for the next day for me to just eat that food, but I really wanted a Chinese, so I ordered a Chinese, and then...
I mean, it's the day after your birthday, you've got to go for a Chinese, or on the day. I bloody love a Chinese. I'm going to get one tonight, thank you for that. Meal number 2.
Meal number 2, because I can be classic. Okay, so the starter, again, this is evidencing that I don't like starters. The starter is melon. No ham, because why on earth would you want ham with melon? I do not understand it. And then the main is bangers and mash.
Yes.
Because I bloody love it, and that's what I go to a pub for. And then the dessert is a bit of crumble and custard. Apple crumble, though, not rhubarb, because I'd rather shoot myself.
Do you know what you've done there? You've got this really sophisticated option, and then you've got, like, salt of the earth. You've been at work all day, you come in, you have a bangers and mash. This menu is doing a lot of good things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And then the last meal, because I am a kind person, so it's one for the vegans.
Oh, yeah.
So the starter is garlic bread, which I'm fairly sure is vegan if you don't put butter in it. But I'm not sure. And if it's not, at the end of the day, I tried.
They can have the melon.
Yeah, they can have the melon. Okay, can you stop pointing out the flaws in my menu?
I'll start from that way.
And then the main is and this is a bit of a shout out. The main is a puff pea pie, which is this meal that my flatmate Hannah cooked for us in first and second year, and is vegan and it's absolutely delicious. And it's the only vegan meal that I've ever been like, wow, yes. But it's actually a Jamie Oliver recipe, so I shouldn't be giving her any credit whatsoever. But to be fair to her, though, she knows I don't like cheese, and she took the cheese out of it, and that's what made it better.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that is the pie that is on my menu. And then lastly is, because I struggle to think of a vegan dessert, is banana bread, because I know you can make it with just bananas.
Yeah.
So there you go, one for the vegan.
Lovely.
I'm fairly sure Rachel Baker is vegetarian.
So yeah, I was going to say, so she's gone for option 3, although after that, everyone's gone and got something, because they were some stellar options. I can't decide personally which I prefer more, 1 or 2. They both sound exceptional. Apart from, I've never had cheesecake, so I'd probably go for bangers and mash.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm kind. Maybe I say people can mix and match. They can do what they want.
Yeah. It's free. Like, there's a set price for all 3, and then you can just mix and match what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
That is absolutely amazing. Now, whilst Rachel Baker is sobering up for an interview, Sam Nason don't give a shit. He's having an absolute well of the time, and he's in the booth. And at one point he goes, "Hang on," and he stands up. And just to preface, no, I think I've told you this question. That's okay. And he stands up in the air and he goes, "I love this song. This is my song." And he turns to you, and he goes, "Will, what is this song?" And what he doesn't realise is you've got a jukebox, but it's a very new jukebox, and all you've put in is one album. But luckily, it's the best album for a pub. So, Will, what is the album? What's the song? The specific song that's playing?
I was so close to being classy with the one album that I put in my jukebox. And it was going to be my actual favourite album, which is actually, surprisingly, Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. But then I thought, how basic and boring and predictable to be like, oh yeah, I put Rumours in my. I just love Rumours so much. And then I thought, actually, I've got to stay true to myself and my duties as a guest, and say that the one album in my jukebox is the seminal classic, multi-platinum selling album, 3 Words, which was the debut album by Cheryl.
I was ready. I was waiting for it. Congratulations.
Yeah, and the song that is playing is actually one that I've recently fallen back in love with, which isn't one of her singles. It's one of her album tracks on the album, and it's called Happy Hour, which is fitting for the pub.
Yeah.
And it's just a real R&B groove, and it's the kind of song that I have a feeling if it came out today would go to number 1, because it's an absolute banger and a bit ahead of its time. And I'm saying that about Cheryl's album. Yes, I am. The rest of the album is not ahead of its time. The rest of its album is firmly stuck in 2009.
Yeah.
Enjoyably so. But yeah, I have a feeling Happy Hour is the song that Sam Mason is just like, yes.
That is superb. I love that. Yeah. That's everything we want to hear. Absolutely lovely stuff. What's happened now is that James Pike and Lucy Clark that was a shit segue, that. Lucy Clark and James Pike want to play some activities, want to do something in the pub. But you've only got one thing. What is it?
Well, the options that I was given when I was building the pub.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote down that they were crap. So
I just read out the options you were given: a pool table, a darts board, and a small performance stage.
Yeah, I was bored by them, frankly.
Yeah.
So I changed it to a built-in twister floor. And that can also, given the different colours, that can also work as a dance floor.
Yeah.
Because it can light up in. So yeah, that's what they're going to get up to.
So would it be like an electronic one? So like it flashed?
Yeah, well, I think you keep it as singular colours when it's twister, because no one wants to get confused / have a fit or something, because they're like staring down at the light. But yeah, when it's the dance floor, the lights flash like a wild beast.
I like that, because you took one item, you made it into 2, and that's completely in the rules. It's strong. Sam's writing in his little book. These are all positives.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Anna Lewis has not been around because she's turned up late, and she might even also be.
Also, because I'm sorry, Anna Lewis, but I forgot to list you as one of the members of the committee, along with Scott Stanley. But I did remember you, Scott. No more. I just forgot to say your name.
Well, in fact, Anna and Scott come along. And they're about to enter your pub as well, and I can't wait for this, Will, because we've discussed this. But they're about to walk in, but they see outside the door a blackboard message.
So thankfully, I didn't come up with myself.
Yes.
I took one of my favourite quotes from one of my favourite TV series, which is Will and Grace. And there's a quote, and it says, "Okay, rule number 1, unless you're served in a frosted glass, never come within 4 feet of my lips." And I feel like that is the message of my pub.
Yes. That is the Will I think, in a sentence. And Scott and Anna look at that, and they go, this is where I need to be. And they walk down, and they're in. You've got the whole committee.
They know they'll be safe in my pub. Number 1, they know they'll be safe, and they'll also know that the drinks come served in a frosted glass.
Yes. And they're the 2 things you want in a pub. So it's a win-win. I'll tell you what, Will, this is going very well. And the whole committee are there, they're having a great time. But then they all turn very grave. And they go, Will, could you come over here, please? Sit you down. And Lola Stewart goes, look, Will, this is all great. So great, it's too good to be true. And I'm afraid we just don't believe you. We don't believe you can maintain this level of goodness. And so, for you to get this pub, we need you to defame yourself. We need you to destroy your own character by telling us an embarrassing story from your pub experiences. So, Will, what is it?
To that, I would say, Lola, I'm such a good person that I struggled to come up with an embarrassing pub experience. But what I did come up with is, and I wouldn't say it's embarrassing because I absolutely loved it when it happened. Yeah. But I once went to the Soak in Cellier for Pring's with my friend Hannah, who I mentioned earlier, and her mum, and it was already interesting, but I made the mistake of, when I was talking to her mum, of saying that I was texting someone who I shouldn't be texting.
Yeah.
They weren't good for me.
Yeah.
And so then we moved on to Serco after this, and I'm counting Serco as a pub.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We're just going to have to deal with that. Because it wasn't club night. And then at one point she caught me texting someone. She couldn't see who. She was right, but she couldn't see who. And she rugby tackled me onto a sofa where she seized my phone and ran off with it. And this is my friend's mum. So I feel like this is like my definitive experience. Of course, I then got the phone back and then proceeded to run off myself.
Yeah.
Very much assisted by alcohol. But if we want an embarrassing experience, because I'm going to move on quite quickly, because I don't want to dwell on the fact that I got rugby tackled by my friends. Then it was probably when Serco wasn't Serco, when it was Urban Village. There was I think they still had it at Serco, but I never did it. There was a pub quiz. And I love pub quizzes, and I think I'm really good at them.
Yeah.
I think I have a good range of knowledge, because people are surprised to know that I actually do understand sport. But I love pub quizzes. I think I'm good at them. And then, so I went once, and I came last. And it was not a good way. And then, so the next week, I went again. The first week was just me and my friend Hannah. The second week, I went again, and I brought Kat with me. So Kat will know this story as I'm pitching it to her. And I brought Kat with me because I thought she could add a bit of, history level knowledge, and I don't know, knowledge of how to slut drop or something. And we thought it was going to go well, and we got to about the last round, and they had just tallied up the scores again, and we were still in last. So we left.
No.
We left the pub quiz. And because Karma is a bitch, we then proceeded to, outside the Goose, find an unconscious woman who I then had to put in the recovery position.
Oh, damn.
So
quite an eventful night.
From incredibly embarrassing to more just heroic.
Yeah.
So that's how my stories go. I'm sorry, Lola.
Exactly.
I can't go full embarrassing. It's either enjoyable or embarrassing, like with being rugby tackled for my friend's mum, or it's embarrassing, but then I became a hero. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you drew them in with the embarrassing story, you finished on the heroism, and they're suckers for it, is Footnotes Committee 2018-29. They bloody love it. And for that reason, Rachel Baker turns and she goes, mate, you got it, you got the pub. And it goes, everyone goes crazy, the whole pub erupts into, not flames, into happiness and applause. And they go, mate, as a signing on bonus, not only are we going to give you the money for the pub, we're going to give you access to our time machine, and we're going to let you have a drink with 5 people from any time, any place, dead or alive, friend or foe, celebrity or normal person. You're allowed to have a drink with 5 people from anywhere. Who would it be? Who would your 5 people be?
It's a dreadful joke, but the first thing I've put is, other than Ed Mulrine, ? Because he would be number 1. I'm not gonna lie, he would be number 1. But I'm ruling Ed out. Shout out to Ed.
Yeah.
I'm ruling you out, Ed, because you're not worth my time and my time. I'm afraid. Not this time.
He'll come in anyway. He loves a good chat.
He will. Okay. He's actually the person I was thinking of who would come in for a cider.
Yeah. A non-alcoholic one. Yeah, he'd get the year 7 one, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd get the year 7 one, exactly. But yes, no, it would very much be my own, I suppose, council of women who would come to this pub. So it would be Maggie Smith, because icon.
Divine.
Joined neatly in the icon status by Emma Thompson. Those would be my kind of, I'm in love with you as an actor.
Yeah.
People who I would just love to meet and come to my pub. And then it would be one of my comic inspirations, which is Miranda Hart. I would love her to come to the pub. Also because I feel like she could come up with more embarrassing situations than the ones I was able to come up with. Then it would have to be, we predicted this one, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's got to be. I bet.
Because, it just had to happen. And then the last one is the only one that I have that is in any way interesting. And I'm not sure your time machine can achieve it, but we'll see. And it's Moira Rose, which is the character played by Catherine O'Hara in the sitcom Schitt's Creek. And that is who, because she's just a ridiculously crazy, and it's probably the greatest sitcom creation of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend watching it.
Yeah.
It's bloody great. And yeah, I would love to meet her if she existed. And I think the only way you will know her is that on the time I filled in for Rachel in Twistery in Edinburgh, the voice that I did in the Come Dine With Thou sketch was based on this character.
Yeah.
So that sort of ridiculous, excited beyond compare is something she does in one of the episodes as a way of trying to pretend that she's a peasant in order to get a discount on a car. So that's the last person. I was going to go for some dead people, but then I thought, I'm not sure I want that vibe in my pub.
Yeah, it'll be a bit like, we all know you're going to die. Do you know what I think? Like, it's a bit tense.
Yeah.
A bit unnerving.
If I had to choose dead people, I would have just gone for more comedians. I would have gone for Robin Williams, probably, and Joan Rivers, because those are the people that have most inspired me comically.
Yeah. Fantastic. We can get you... what's her name? The Schitt's Creek?
Moira Rose, yeah.
Moira Rose. We can get her. The time machine is not just a time machine, it does whatever the fuck we want. I mean, it costs 1.3 billion for God's sake. It's got lots of features. That is lovely. And I'll tell you what, Will, you're having an amazing night, and they've been buying you drinks, you've been having amazing conversations. Maggie Smith's been doing things you would have never expected Maggie Smith to be doing.
Oh, I would have expected it, Alex. She's a wild beast.
She loves that Twister dance floor, honestly.
Yeah.
She loves doing them at the same time. That's the impressive bit about Maggie Smith. And it's been such a lovely evening that you finally go, stop it, you lot. I'm going to go and get you a drink. I'm going, and you get to the bar, and you go, shit, I forgot to ask them. So you've now got to decide what the round is. So what would each of them drink as your final question? So go through them all, and what would each drink? So let's start with Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith, she would drink, I feel like Maggie Smith is the wine guns. The wine guns wine. That is Maggie. And then... what would Emma Thompson drink? Emma Thompson would drink... Because I'm riffing this, because what I originally put was I'd just get everyone a vodka cranberry, but it's all I'd want to drink, but no, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Emma Thompson's definitely a beer person, so I feel like she'd get a Foster's, because I think she'd appreciate the advert as well.
Yeah.
Miranda Hart would definitely be the crushed grapes.
Yeah.
She just would be. Like, she is the crushed white grapes.
Yeah.
Cheryl would probably get the absolute vodka, because she's a classy bitch.
Yeah, 100%.
She would. And then Moira Rose, the J2O no.
Yeah.
Gotta save it.
And what would you get?
I would, other than if I had to not get something like a vodka cranberry, which I would want, I would probably get a J2O no as well.
I think J2O no is one of the greatest inventions of this whole podcast series. I absolutely love it.
Thank you very much.
And Will Castle, you've done it. You've got your dream pub. You've had your dream night. It's been an absolute roller coaster of a ride. We've been to Italy. We've been to Italy. So it's everywhere. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you, and it's lovely to have you on, and you've been absolutely bloody brilliant. I've got a couple of thank yous I need to do, I'm afraid. 4 thank yous, in fact. The first one goes to Sam Mason for the graphics, which are a lot better than the social isolation ones, I think we can agree.
So much better, thank you, Sam. I didn't want to be associated with that graphic.
And then Jack Petheram for the jingle that Will's heard, and it's very light and jolly, and it's bloody fun.
Yeah. Even if I did also think it was Sam Mason. But
Very similar, like, baritone voices.
Yeah, it's baritone. It's pure bass. Come on.
Damn it! I felt so clever when I said that, and I had no idea what it meant.
No. Baritone is like my voice.
Oh, okay. So also like that. Is that like a bass?
So that's a bass.
Right.
That's the bass.
Whereas I'm more of a falsetto. Is that the word?
No, falsetto is falsetto is your recording of you at age 13, 14 on your phone.
Yeah. That should be my next jingle. Just my...
Yes, it should. Why is it not starting the podcast with, "Hi, this is Annie"?
Sorry, I can't get your completely message. I've got to start a new podcast now, Will. I'm going to have you back to go on that one as well.
Oh no, what a shame.
Bloody hell. Oh shit, thank you. So we've thanked Sam, we've thanked Jack. We now thank all of you for listening. The 3 people who listen for me, and the loads of people who listen for Will. Thank you all so much. And the last thank you has to go again to Will Castle. Honestly, it's been lovely to see you. It's been lovely to have a nice natter. And I hope you're keeping well, because it's a difficult time.
Yeah.
And I hope you can get back to Italy at some stage and carry on.
I'm already there. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely day and sleep well if you're going to bed. If not, stay awake and have a good day. I butchered it at the end, but I had to end on a bad note. Goodbye.